Video series where we are building a to-do tracker from scratch. In this video, I'll show you how the tracker works and the purpose behind creating it, so you'll have a clear idea of what we are aiming for before diving into the code in the upcoming videos. This tracker is designed to help you to stay organized by keeping all your tasks in one place. It combines a simple input form for adding tasks and an interactive calendar for scheduling and tracking deadlines. The four key tools that we have used while coding on the tracker um, were from the three main languages of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The first tool was Full Calendar. It is a powerful JavaScript calendar library that provides a customizable calendar interface to display events and manage scheduling. Bootstrap is a popular front-end framework for building responsive websites. It includes pre-designed components such as buttons, forms, navigation bars, and grid layouts. Moment.js is a JavaScript library that helps in manipulating and formatting data and times in a simple way. Local storage is a web API that allows websites to store data in the browser storage, persisting even when the page is reloaded or the browser is closed. So here's how it works. You can start by entering your task name and set a deadline in the calendar form. And you can, once you click add task, the task would be displayed on the calendar with the due date. And that's why this form is quick, simple, and highly functional. The tasks are color coded as you can see based on their urgency. For example, tasks with upcoming deadlines are green, but as deadlines approached or the deadlines are missed, the color changes, helping you prioritize effectively. So if you want to mark a task complete, what you can do is you can simply click on the task, a pop-up will show and you can press it and the task will disappear. The purpose of this project is to create a practical, easy to use tool that helps you stay organized, reduce stress, and manage your time effectively. It's perfect for keeping track of deadlines, to-do lists, and daily responsibilities. Now that you understand how the tracker works and why we're building it, it's time to start creating it yourself. In the next video, we'll take a closer look at the HTML structure and start laying the foundation of our tracker. See you there. Thank you. Video series, we'll be creating a to-do tracker that allows you to add, manage, and track tasks on the calendar. By the end of the series, you'll have a complete to-do tracker where tasks are displayed on a calendar and their status is color-coded based on their deadline. We'll be using HTML for structure, CSS for styling, and JavaScript for functionality. Start by opening VS Code, which I found while testing and coding that it is the best coding platform as it supports all functions and languages as well as helps to debug our codes. Open a new file and save it as index.html. Starting, the doc.html tag declaration defines this document as a HTML5 document. This specifies that the language of the document is English, which is useful for accessibility. The meta charset specifies the character encoding for the document as UTF-8, which supports a wide range of characters. While the meta name tag ensures the page is responsive, scaling properly on mobile devices. The title tag, the title that appears in the browser tab, while the link and script tags include external resources such as Bootstrap CSS, which provides styles for a responsive, clean layout, Full Calendar CSS, which styles the calendar, styles.css, which links to custom CSS for additional styling, jQuery, which is a library for easy DOM manipulation, Moment.js, a library for handling dates and times, and Full Calendar.js, which is a JavaScript for the calendar functionality. Here, the body tag contains the main content of the page, while the div class tag is a Bootstrap container class that centers the content and adds margin. The h1 tag is the main header of the page and is centered using the text center class. Here, the div class adds the vertical spacing around the form, while the form ID tag is a form for task submission. The row class starts a new row grid, and G3 adds space between form elements. Here, if we move on, the div class tag is a bootstrap grid column that takes up 4 out of 12 columns on medium-sized screens. The label is a label for the task input field, while the input tag is the input field for the task name with the class form control for styling. It has a placeholder text and is marked as required to prevent form submission without input. If we move on, the div class is again another column for the task deadline, while the label tag is a label for the deadline input this time. The input tag is the input field for the deadline with a date picker. It is also created as a required field. If we move on, the div class tag is to create a column with the button aligned at the bottom with the align self end. The button tag is a submit button that adds the task, and the button primary classes style it with a primary button color. Calendar is a comment to add the label section for the calendar, while the div ID tag is the container where the full calendar will be rendered. The script src tag links to the external JavaScript file, which will add interactivity to the calendar and form. The body and HTML tags close the body and HTML tags respectively to finish the HTML structure of our to-do tracker. This structure sets the foundation for the next steps. The task form was created with input fields for the task name and deadline and a button to submit the form. We used external resources like Bootstrap and Full Calendar to style and display the calendar. The layout was organized using the Bootstrap grid system using mainly the div tags. In the next videos, we'll be adding custom styling and functionality using CSS and JavaScript. Thank you.